quarterbacks all the time, is a former Oklahoma State quarterback, played from 2000 to 2002, and that is Aso Pogi. Aso has been involved coaching in this state for a while, and also working with quarterbacks on a personal training basis, and now is going to branch into hosting, along with some of his friends in the coaching business, a camp coming up here on Monday, July 13th, which Pokes Report, we're happy to be one of the media sponsors for that, and looking forward to it at the Crossings. And Aso joins us now. Aso, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing good, and I know you're excited. Got a big event coming up, and rather than me try and explain, because you know so much more about it than I do, I'm kind of looking forward to hearing what you have to say. But what's your goal? What you're trying to do, and tell us more about the challenge coming up at the Crossings for young high school players on July 13th.
Well, number one, been doing camps for a while. This will be my 18th year just doing quarterback clinics all around the state. Have had the privilege and pleasure of working a lot with a lot of young men and developing a lot of guys. As of recently, we just got so much more heavily involved with just a lot of different receivers, skill players, and a lot of different guys that have come out and just taken an attraction and a liking to what we've been doing. And so we've decided just to put on a opportunity just for kids to come together and compete and showcase their talent. Obviously, you guys bring that second element with the media being involved.
Well, and kind of take me through how this got from a quarterback, which you've done a lot of, quarterback situation, to being one that's going to, serve as a camp that will challenge everybody from, quarterbacks and skill players to the guys that play in the trenches.
Well, I think number one, my experience with high school coaching and just being so involved with every single position, that being able to put on an event that allows kids to come together to get a lot of reps and to just to give them an opportunity to compete at a high level is number one for us. And I think we're going to get a chance to do that just with this camp and allowing kids just to come together and compete a little bit.
How do kids find out about this? I know ever since I got the graphic that you sent me the other day, I've been sending out to a number of kids, and I know you're gonna invite a good number of kids. But what's the best way for young men to find out more about it?
I think the best way to find out would just to go to our website, I4 Sports. I'm sorry, let me say that again. I-4 sports.com, and you can go on there and read up about the camp, and you can also register there as well. Again, we are extremely excited. This is my first ever showcase event. I'm happy to partner with Pokes Report and allow ourselves just to give us an opportunity just to kind of put on a really good, clean showcase. There will be a COVID-19 format in place. I can understand that being a concern for everybody, but there will be a COVID-19 format in place for everybody. But you can go I-4sports.com and give us an opportunity to earn your business.
So you're telling me there'll be temperatures taken, and everybody's gonna, what now? Will coaches wear masks? I mean, how are you going to do that?
Well, the format, just from the standpoint of just making sure that we take temperatures,
Right.
Crossings, Christian, as well as myself. We just want to make sure that everybody that's showing up to the event is healthy. We don't want anybody to come to the event if you're sick or you're running a fever or anything like that. Again, we just want to try to take those precautions in place. Obviously, being in a competitive camp, it's going to be, there's going to be some competitions involved where you're going to get close to somebody. But we want to just take our precautions from the front end.
Well, and then the other thing too is I think uh, when you look at it, many of these young men probably will have been tested if they're working out with their high schools, and I think a lot of I was at Jones today, and they're doing that. Not like the colleges where they bring people in, but with the testing that's available out there, they're urging their athletes to go out and go ahead and get tested because with young people, you don't always know when you've got it because so many are asymptomatic. Um,
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the staff, and then I know this when you and I were talking about it, and you were looking around at options on facilities. The Crossings is not only a tremendous facility, but it's an easy in and out for people coming from all over. I mean, you're not going to have a hard time finding it, and you're not going to have a hard time getting lost trying to get there or get back home. It's right there, smack, kind of in a very main traffic area.
Yeah, it's a, Sean Shank over there, the AD. He just, wonderful, wonderful guy, wonderful school. Just felt like they could handle the traffic and felt like it would be a great location for it. You're right, Robert, in the sense of it's right there off the highway. It's really easy access. It'll be very convenient parking wise. Just everything. It's just a really good spot for everything. So we're excited about hosting it there. I think they have a beautiful stadium. It's just top notch facilities, and it's going to allow us to do what we need to do there from a testing position. We want to make sure that we do some pro combine testing and then go straight into our competition events.
Two other questions for Aso Pogi before we let him go. One is just simply this: I know the schools have started back training, but we missed a lot of things in the spring with COVID-19. We missed spring football, and I know it's not like college, but high schools do get together. You usually have some team camps toward the end of May, into the school year after all the spring sports are completed. You get some time to focus a little bit on football. All of that was pushed away and never done because of the COVID-19. Now you do have schools working out again, but the opening, the Rivals series, the Under Armour series, all of these camps were canceled because of COVID. The colleges, which often offer really good camp opportunities for young men in football, they canceled all of their camp activities. So my question is, in your feedback so far and hearing from kids, and I know you were starting to get people contacting you before registration was even open. I would think, athletes like to compete. I would think they're chomping at the bit for something like this.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head, Robert. I think everybody has been wanting to do something. I think there's a lot of kids out there, whether it's being hosted or not, they're competing. I mean, kids are finding venues to go compete. I know of just schools that also are moving towards their later times in June and then into July are partnering up with other schools to do some things just between those schools. So just doing some inter squad team camps and some different things like that, just so they could get some level of competition. For us, we want to just try to give you an avenue to try to come and compete, as well as get some exposure through the media, because a lot of that has gone to the wayside because of COVID-19. Again, we understand, but it's been a really good push so far. We've got a lot of good responses from it, and we're excited about hosting it.
The last thing, and you mentioned exposure, and this is selfishly one of the reasons we wanted to be involved in it. You are going to videotape the camp, so there'll be videotape on record. You're going to, obviously, with the pro combine type testing, You will, file the tests and depending. I'm thinking on whether the young man is copacetic with it or happy with it. Those numbers will get publicized to help kids out. And so yeah, this will be, and for us, we get a chance to interview the young men, all at one place, all at one time. So when you talk about exposure between the videotaping, the testing, and having a couple of media outlets there that cover recruiting, you're going to get that done.
Yeah, it'll just be a one-stop place, just where kids can kind of come together and compete, and just have the media outlets there to expose our kids and give our kids more attention, especially in our state. We invite anyone from outside of our state, but of course, this is directed towards our a lot of our athletes in state. Um, we will video. We will have our three sets videos there just to video our different position groups. We will also have some combine testing. And again, just like you said, Robert, I have chosen to um, make sure that we record times, and also um, give the kids an opportunity, whether they want to make that public or not, will be up to the athlete. So it's an exciting deal. It's my first ever showcase doing, but I'm excited. Been heavily involved with many camps, and just excited to go in this route and be able to probably host one of many of the first camps that are starting back up.
All right, my producer Patrick Wheeler said a caller called in, and I think I know the answer to this, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you have. A caller wanted to know if the camp is only for high school, or can middle school or junior high kids uh, enroll.
That's a great question. So we actually, when you go to our website, we actually have camps for all different age groups. We have a youth camp, which is July 6th and 7th. We also have a middle school camp, which is the 20th and the 21st. And then our
Okay.
high school exposure camp is July the 13th. So in the month of July, we've got some good camps coming that are available for all ages. You just have to go to i-4sports.com, and you can find some information there as well as register.
i-4sports.com. So we have that down. We remember it. So if you forget it, we'll let you know here on Triple Play Sports Radio. All right, also, yeah, I appreciate it. We are looking forward to it. It gives me a chance to play hooky from doing radio that day. So we will our entire team will be at the crossings, and looking forward to it. So I
Well,
appreciate
thank
you
you guys.
doing this, and we'll try and have you on again here as we get closer to it. But wanted to get you on as the brochure's out and people are starting to find out about it. And I also can tell you, I pestered him all weekend. Every time I thought of another player, I'm sending him the text message. And for you Stillwater guys, the Luke McIndoes, the Quantrell Walkers, all of you guys over there, Allen, the quarterback. We got your names in. You're gonna hear, if you haven't already. You're gonna hear about this. So because Stillwater is going to have another good squad next year, and put Gage Gundy in there as well, the sophomore
Gage Gundy.
quarterback.
Yeah,
So hey, also
awesome.
I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Robert. Always a pleasure to hear from you, and appreciate Pokes Report being involved.
Yeah, we're excited. So again, that's coming up July 13th, Monday, July 13th at the Crossings. Being extremely well organized, like he said, COVID-19 friendly. Certainly going to do everything we can to safeguard the kids, and looking to have a good time. Looking to have a good time on that Monday with some Oklahoma high school football players.